Wicked Soldiers, a short horror story by Vahid Sajadifar.
On one of the darkest and bloodiest days of the Iran-Iraq War, two Iraqi soldiers named Tariq and Fahd, known for their cruelty and ruthlessness, separated from their group and arrived at a small village near the Iranian border. They searched the houses for their victims. The screams and cries of women and girls echoed throughout the village, but no one could escape from these two men. In one of these houses, Tariq and Fahd encountered a young girl named Zara. Alone and defenseless, she could not resist their violence and savagery. Without mercy, they assaulted her, and her cries of pain resonated in the dark night. This horror had become an endless nightmare for the villagers. A few days later, Tariq and Fahd attacked another village, where there was more resistance from the men. Amidst this resistance, a brave Iranian soldier named Reza, along with his forces, rose to defend the people. In a fierce and bloody battle, Reza managed to kill Tariq and Fahd while they were attacking a young girl named Nasreen. However, instead of finding peace in death, the spirits of Tariq and Fahd remained restless and wandering. Their hatred and anger transformed them into wicked spirits seeking revenge on all girls and women. They lured girls to the war ruins and continued to torture and assault them. Using fear and terror, the spirits of Tariq and Fahd would draw young girls towards the ruins of war, where they subjected them to the most horrifying tortures. These ruins, symbols of violence and war, had become a hunting ground for the innocent. Every night, the wandering spirits roamed the ruins in search of new victims, entrapping the girls with their terrifying schemes. One night, a girl named Samira, who had recently returned to the village, was passing through the ruins with her friends. Tariq and Fahd used illusions and temptations to separate Samira from her friends, luring her to an abandoned ruin. Her cries for help reached her friends, but when they went searching for her, they found no trace. One of Samira's friends, a brave and determined girl named Layla, decided to uncover the truth about her friend's disappearance. By searching the ruins and questioning the villagers, she learned of the horrifying tales about the spirits of Tariq and Fahd. Courageous and fearless, Layla resolved to confront these spirits alone and avenge her friend. Carrying the Quran and protective prayers, Layla ventured into the ruins at night. She recited prayers in a calm and confident voice, searching for signs of Samira. Tariq and Fahd sensed her presence and tried to trap her with illusions and fear, but Layla, with her bravery and strong faith, stood against them. As she continued to pray, Layla reached a spot where she felt the presence of Tariq and Fahd's spirits. She boldly declared, "I have come in the name of God to defeat these demons." Suddenly, evil laughter echoed from the ruins, and Tariq and Fahd appeared before her, their faces full of hatred and rage. Layla lifted the Quran and loudly recited verses from it. Terrified by the light of faith and the power of the prayers, the spirits of Tariq and Fahd tried to flee, but Layla followed them with firm steps. More determined than ever, Layla continued her meticulous search in the ruins. She paid close attention to the signs and symbols left by the spirits of Tariq and Fahd, trying to understand their meanings. In one of the ruins, she found an ancient inscription containing religious symbols and writings that could potentially guide her in destroying the spirits. With patience and care, Layla examined the writings and realized that to destroy the wicked spirits, a special ceremony was required. This ceremony involved the use of religious symbols and the recitation of specific prayers. She vowed to perform this ceremony correctly and banish the spirits of Tariq and Fahd forever. Layla returned home and gathered all the necessary items for the ceremony. She consulted with her family and friends and asked for their help. Everyone had faith in her and was ready to do whatever was needed. With the support of her family, Layla prepared all the prayers and verses she needed and gathered the religious symbols. On a dark and quiet night, they returned to the ruins and began the ceremony. Layla, with concentration and faith, recited the prayers and used the religious symbols. Tariq and Fahd, sensing the ceremony, tried with all their might to disrupt it, but Layla continued to fight with courage and the power of her faith. In the final moments of the ceremony, Tariq and Fahd launched a powerful attack on Layla. They tried to scare her and stop the ceremony, but Layla, with the strength of her faith and the support of her family and friends, continued to fight. She recited the prayers loudly and used the religious symbols until suddenly a bright and blinding light enveloped the ruins. The spirits of Tariq and Fahd, terrified by the power of the light and faith, were driven back, wailing and screaming. The light grew stronger until Tariq and Fahd disappeared into a pure white light, their screams lost in the silence of the night. Layla, with heavy breaths and eyes filled with tears, felt the victory. After the destruction of Tariq and Fahd's spirits, peace returned to the village. The people resumed their normal lives, free from fear and terror. Layla was celebrated as the hero of the village, and everyone admired her bravery and faith. With newfound peace and tranquility, she returned to her normal life, proudly sharing her story with others. Layla, along with her family and friends, held a ceremony to commemorate Samira and all the girls who had fallen victim to Tariq and Fahd. Through prayers and supplications, they brought peace to the spirits of the victims and left a legacy of Layla's courage and resistance against evil and terror.
I know you told your friend you're not okay, and tell me what's wrong and why you never said you felt that way. Guess you're trying to stay strong and fake a smile until I look away. But I've known you too long, it hurts to watch your blue eyes fade to gray as you fade away, as you fade away.
Thanks for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe.